You made me a promise.
You made me a promise, she says into the microphone. No introduction, no permission. The room is already silent. Elias Varelli is already on his feet.
And then you destroyed my life.
And then you destroyed my life. A few people laugh, too loud, too fast. It dies instantly. Glasses stop midair. Conversations cut off like someone pulled a switch. Elias doesn't recognize her. That's the first problem. The second is that she isn't nervous. She stands under the lights in torn clothes, hair unkempt, hands steady on the podium like she's done this before. Like this room, this level of power, means nothing to her.
This is a private event.
This is a private event. Elias says, his voice calm, controlled.
I know exactly what it is.
I know exactly what it is, she replies. No hesitation, no apology, just certainty. Security shifts at the edges, waiting for a signal. Elias doesn't give it. Not yet. Something about her tone holds him there.
You're not on the list.
You're not on the list, he says. She tilts her head slightly. Neither were you once. That lands. Not loud, but deep. A few people glance at each other. That line doesn't belong to a random interruption. It sounds personal. If this moment pulled you in, stay with it. Because this isn't random, and it's not over. Elias exhales slowly, forcing the room back under his control. This is his space, his event. Nothing happens here without his approval. You want attention? He says. Go ahead. A small shift in the crowd. Phones rise, careful but curious. She steps forward. Every step is slow, measured. Elias watches her like he's already decided how this ends. She reaches the microphone again. My name is Alara Quinn, she says. Nothing. No reaction. But she doesn't need one. 10 years ago, she continues, you made a promise. That's when something flickers in Elias's expression. Small, but real. She lifts her hand. A small black notebook. I kept the promise you forgot. The room leans in. And just like that, this isn't a disruption anymore. It's something else. If you were standing there, would you let her keep talking or shut this down right now? Tell me in the comments and subscribe with notifications on, because this story is just getting started. No one laughs this time. The room holds still like it's waiting for permission to react, but no one gives it. Alara opens a notebook. Slow, deliberate. Elias watches her hands, not her face now. Something about the way she moves feels practiced, controlled. 10 years ago. She says, you walked into a place no one here would ever notice. A few people shift in their seats. The image forms without her needing to explain it fully. A small office, tight space, numbers written everywhere. You asked a question, she continues. No one had the answer. Elias feels it again, that faint pull of memory. Not clear, not complete. She did, someone whispers from a table. Alara doesn't look at them. She keeps her eyes on Elias. I solved it, she says simply. No pride in her voice. Just fact. You saw something, she adds. For a moment, Elias says nothing, because that part feels close. Too close. He signed this, she says, tapping the notebook. A soft sound, but it cuts through everything. He told me. Build something that matters. That sounds like him. The room knows it. And then he said, she continues, when the deal closes, people like you be taken care of. Now the room shift again. This is no longer random. This is a pattern. Victor Halden stands near the back, watching, his face tight, his attention locked on every word. This shouldn't be happening, he mutters under his breath. Alara turns a page. Names. Rows of them. Crossed out. She lifts the notebook slightly so the front tables can see. Your company didn't just shut us down, she says. A pause. It erased us. Silence. Heavy. Real. Elias looks at the names. Not at her. At the names. And for the first time, he doesn't have an immediate answer. If those names are real, what does that say about everything built on top of them? Drop your thoughts below and stay with this, because it's about to get worse. No one moves. The room feels smaller now. Alara lets the silence sit before she speaks again. It happened fast, she says. Her voice is lower, sharper. They shut it down in 3 weeks. A few heads turn. That's fast. Too fast. My mother worked there, she says. That word shifts the room again. My mother. Now it's not just business. She was there 11 years. Alara continues. Never missed a day. A pause. She believed in that place. Elias exhales slowly, but it doesn't steady him. They cut everything. Alara says, no warning, no support. She looks down at the notebook. She lost her health care. Silence tightens. 2 months later, she got sick. No one speaks. She didn't make it. That lands. Hard. Victor steps forward, voice sharp. This is out of line. She's not wrong. Elias says, the words come out before he thinks. Victor turns to him, and something breaks between them. Alara reaches into her coat. Security moves. Elias raises his hand. Let her. She pulls out a thin folder. Worn. Used. Someone inside your system sent me this. She says. She opens it. Papers. Decisions. Proof. Warnings ignored. She says. Compensation blocked. Shut down, push faster. Each line hits harder than the last. Elias turns to Victor. You knew, he asks. Victor doesn't answer. That's enough. Elias feels it now, not emotion. Clarity. Sharp. Uncomfortable. You think this changes anything? Elias says, try and pull control back. But his voice isn't as steady. Alara looks at him. Calm. Direct. No. A beat. This is where it begins. She pulls out a small device. Her thumb rests on it, and the entire room leans forward. What do you think is on that device? Say it now, and subscribe because this is where everything flips. The screens light up without warning. A low sound cuts through the room as the display behind the stage comes alive. Then, a voice. Clear. Familiar. We shut them down fast. No liability. He doesn't need to know. Victor freezes. The room reacts instantly. Phones rise higher. People stand. Whispers spread fast. Elias doesn't move. He listens. More clips. More voices. More proof. Each one pointing to the same thing. Victor. He doesn't need to know. The phrase repeats. Again and again. Victor steps forward. This is illegal. I understand enough. Elias says. Calm. Too calm. The room quiets again. Victor's voice rises. I built half of what you have. You think any of this stands without me? Elias steps closer. You hid inside it, he says. No hesitation. Victor's confidence cracks. Alara steps forward and places the notebook on the podium. Elias looks down, sees his signature. Clear, real, a promise he made and forgot. I remember now, he says. Security moves in. Victor resists for a second, then stops, because he knows. It's done. As he's let out, the room watches. Elias turns to Alara. Why did you destroy me? He asks. She meets his eyes. Because you weren't the worst one in the room. And just like that, everything shifts again. Would you have exposed him or taken everything down? Tell me below and subscribe, because the ending isn't what it looks like. The room doesn't go back to normal. It changes. People talk in low voices. Groups form. Power shifts right in front of them. Victor is gone, but what he did is still sitting in the room. Elias stands there, no script now. For years, he says, I thought control meant distance. A pause. I was wrong. The room listens. He turns to Alara. Stay, he says. Help me fix it. She studies him. Long enough to make it uncomfortable. Fixing it won't be clean, she says. Neither was building it, he replies. A moment, then she nods. Not forgiveness. A start. Later backstage, she stands alone, the notebook in her hands. She opens it, not the names. The next page, a list, targets. Her phone lights up. She types. Phase 1 complete. A reply comes fast. Good. He's ready. She looks across the room at Elias. Not like someone who forgave him, like someone who chose him. And now, the story is bigger than it looked. What do you think her real plan is? Drop it in the comments, share this story, and subscribe with notifications on, because the next part will change everything.